What's up, guys, and welcome back to the doctor's office. I am Dr. K. Knight, here to give you a proper diagnosis and prognosis and everything comics and comic book characters. First, I want to thank you guys for 400 subscribers. You guys are amazing, and I'm glad that you guys like the content enough to want to fucking stay. So, thank you. And speaking of content, today we are on issue 4 of Kill All Immortals. I told you guys this story gets more insane each issue, okay? And as you guys know, I have also said that I think Owen is a liar. He is a liar, sir. Your Honor. He is a liar. I've come to that conclusion. Her father has also come to that conclusion and tried to get her to realize that he does not give a fuck about her. He's lying. He's gaslighting her. And she really kind of just needs to stick with the family. But it all actually comes to a head here. Okay? So we get a flashback to a couple of situations. So when we were in Normandy in 1109 AD, I believe is what that says, or 109 AD, whatever it says on the picture there, where they are burning, like it looks like a city, and she's been questioning their methods and their actions for as long as they've been together. Her father Eric knows how she is, and she's been this way. We also get a glimpse of when they found Idun. Now, Idun was in a spaceship. This is what it looks like. And they did have her tied to a mast on their Viking ship. And she says she doesn't really remember a lot, but what she does remember is that her father was talking about who she was, and that until the gods pay for her ransom, she belongs to them. And Frey did touch Idun, and she burned and started her life eternal, and then she's never seen her since then. She has not seen her again. She has no idea where she is. They did find the spaceship. So while they're having this conversation, she's having this conversation with Owen, they do get caught and captured by her brothers, who are alive again because they cannot die, and her father. And they're tied up on the ship, and her father is trying to convince her that Owen is a liar. She's not seeming to get it. So she also starts talking to them and about the things that they've done, the actions that they've taken over these very many years. And of course they're upset because they're like, how dare you judge us? And she's like, I'm not judging you, but I do care about your souls. Like, you know, how dare I, your sister, give a fuck about y'all? And Thor does try to explain that they have done many things. A lot of things were morally compromising, yes, but a lot of things were to help others, and all kinds of stuff. And so they do have Owen out there, and that whole entire time they're having that conversation, and they go to Owen because they're about to kill Owen. Eric is correct. Owen doesn't beg for anything. He doesn't mention Frey. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't say, I love Frey, I would never hurt her. Nothing that he probably should say to try to convince them and her that he's not using her to get to them. And he's like, he only cares about her secrets. And he does say some slick things. Now, the thing that they do is to put pressure on her by having her be the one to kill Owen. And, I do and don't think that that's fair. I don't think it's fair for the reason that y'all are putting her under this thing that she should be exactly like y'all, when for the hundreds and thousands of years she has not been like y'all. She does not like senselessly killing or anything like that. She has deliberately separated herself away from you guys. So trying to bring her into the fold of what it is that you guys do, and then getting mad that she doesn't do it. You've been mad at her about not doing it for over 1,000 years at this point, because she ain't done it yet. But her father is correct. No matter what you try to do, no matter who it is that you try to be with or anything like that, at the end of the day, you are still a fucking Viking, ma'am. Now, he does give her the gun and say that they just need her to be the one to kill Owen. And they're just like, you know, one shot, sis. Just one. And she does take that shot at her father. She shoots her father in the chest to save Owen. They jump overboard.
Oh, Karen, you're so dumb.
Now, Thor, of course, is like, you know, goes to check on his father, and he's like, I'm fine, y'all go finish it. They're like, I don't see her. They'll drown, they'll freeze, like, you know. And Eric's like, yeah, he will, she won't, remember? So then we go into this chase. She gets into one of the motorboats, and she takes off. He gets, the oldest, whose name escapes me, he goes after, Leaf. He goes after her on the boat while Thor and the other one take care of their father. And they go and they have the men out shooting at her. Then all of them are just fighting while Owen is sitting on the boat, still kind of tied up in the chair. Leaf does try to take a sniper shot at him, but Frey gets in on the boat and they start fighting. But they also start having a very interesting and deep conversation. Eric is the oldest and second in command at this point, and she points out that the throne is never going to be his. She's like, that crown is never going to be yours. It's always going to be Eric. Eric. She's like, Eric, Leaf. You're always going to come in second. He's never going to give that shit up. So, like, and he's kind of understanding what she's saying because he thinks that he does deserve that kind of power. And he's like, I can't betray him. What you're asking me to do is completely impossible. And I can't do it. It's not in me. And she's just like, you know, you are my brother and I want to help you. I want to help all of us. And, you know, it's like these conversations. Stein is the only one I don't think she would be able to actually just like talk to in this way. Thor and Leaf, I think, are her two best chances at this point because they are the most understanding of her in particular, I think, in my opinion. So they're about to crash into a rock boulder, and they do crash. She is able to get into the boat with Owen and they go off. Now, she did pass out. When she finally does wake up, he's, you know, like, she's like, the very first thing, this is how you know that she really does not want to betray her family, give up on her family, or none of that. The very first thing she says is, Eric and my family. She's asking if her family is okay or if they are anywhere near them. And Owen's just like, oh, you know, they're not anywhere near us. We're good. We got away. We did it. And he shows a picture of the spaceship from the house. And she is very, very surprised because she's like, how did you get those? And he was like, when we were in the cave. And she's like, they searched you. He was like, you know, I was able to slip it past them. And he's going to send that so that it could be published and expose her family, which coincidentally also exposes her. And she's like, no. She pulls out a gun and she's like, please give me the phone. If they are going to be exposed, if this is all going to be stopped, it has to be done by me only. This is my family. This is my family's thing. This has everything to do with me and nothing to do with you. And he tries to make it about a whole situation about the world, when in reality he is just as selfish, and just this is what this was all about. This is why he kept asking them weird ass fucking questions and all this other stuff and getting into her head. And she point blank asks him if he used her. And he says nothing matters, not you, not me, my feelings. Nobody's feelings matter. Nothing matters except for this. Exposing this is the only thing that matters. And as soon as I get a signal, I am sending this. So you can do whatever you need to do. And she does when she shoots him point blank in the head. That's my girl. I do feel bad for her, but then again, your father was trying to warn you. But then again, your father has spent a lot of time corrupting others. So it was kind of a lose-lose situation for her, and I felt horrible for her about it. Now, I do think that she's going to end up taking this situation out on her father and her brothers, when in actuality, they were really trying to point out the fact that he was a liar. So it would behoove her to, you know, go and be like, you were right. But she has just as much pride as her brothers and her father. So I don't think she's going to go back and just simply say, you know, you're right, I'm sorry for killing you guys. Can we all be a family again? No. Because at this point, she's had to shoot her lover. And that is to preserve her family secret. And that is to preserve her family, to keep them from being exposed. But she wants to be the one to expose them in her time. So I'm just hoping he did not get a chance to actually send that, because that could end up being bad. But you know, when it ends on things like this, when the person is just about to send the information and they get one piece of information sent off before they are killed, you know, things like that happen. I hope that this is not what happened, but that would make for an interesting ending, because I do think this is like 5 books, so we'll see. I do feel for her. I do. I think that this is an absolutely fabulous story. It is well put together. The art is fucking amazing. And the characters are very interesting because, as I said, she was able to kind of get through the psyche of Thor and Leaf. She wasn't able to get through to Stein, which I don't think that was ever going to happen. Even though he tried to say that they were the most alike, he was not really trying to hear none of that. Those two though, Leaf and Thor, they understand her on a completely different level, and she's able to talk to them the way that she really needs to talk to someone. I don't think that she's really able to get that communication through to her father either, but we shall see. The character development going on is absolutely fabulous. Seeing her in actual action fighting, when she is one of the ones who just is not with the fighting like that, I think is so much fun to see in this book and in this series, really. So I do hope they continue with this. If this is only 5 books, I will actually cry, because this is absolutely fucking fabulous. This is like really amazing. I absolutely love this, and I truly wish more people were talking about this, because this is fucking great. So that is it for this episode of The Doctor's Office. If you have any series that you want me to look at and review, let me know in the comments. You can also go to my TikTok, Kari, and DM me on there for any comic books, because I also do put comic books there too. There's just a couple playlists with different comic books in it. So more content to come, and thank you guys again for the 400 subscribers, and I will see you guys at your next checkup.